Have you ever encountered someone who doesn't raise their voice, even when everything around them is collapsing? Picture yourself amid an intense confrontation, chaos erupting, voices rising in confusion and blame, yet there's a single figure quietly absorbing it all without flinching. They don't argue, don't rush to defend themselves, don't panic to prove their perspective. They simply breathe, observe, and remain still, as if they've already weathered this very storm countless times before. On the surface, it might seem they're detached, indifferent, untouched by the emotional whirlwind. But within them exists something entirely different, a depth earned through enduring repeated turmoil. They're not numb or empty, rather, they've found clarity by feeling deeply yet no longer reacting impulsively. They've faced enough battles to realize that chaos cannot be subdued by force. It can only be navigated through acceptance. Here's the paradox few ever grasp. True calmness isn't about escaping pain or suppressing emotion. It's about meeting every emotion fully until panic itself becomes meaningless. Calmness arises when we finally understand that storms don't surrender to our will, no matter how fiercely we fight. It emerges from the quiet acceptance that there are things beyond control, truths beyond argument, storms meant not to be conquered, but embraced. So reflect on this carefully. Are you still exhausting yourself, fighting battles impossible to win? Or have you learned yet that peace only comes once you surrender to the storm? If you look closely into your current emotional state, perhaps you'll notice something unsettling. A constant cycle of reacting, regretting, and struggling to regain composure. Outwardly, this might manifest as frequent irritation, impulsive decisions, or emotional exhaustion. Yet beneath these visible behaviors lies a quieter, deeper layer. A hidden ache rooted firmly in past wounds, unresolved childhood anxieties, and unspoken fears about love, safety. Consider this carefully. Your immediate emotional reactions are only the surface ripples of deeper, older disturbances, like echoes bouncing off walls built long ago. Those sudden bursts of anger, that persistent worry, the sense of urgency you feel in conflicts, they aren't random. They're reactions anchored in something much older, perhaps from a time when expressing your true feelings wasn't safe, or when emotional chaos at home meant constant vigilance, always anticipating danger. Psychologically, your mind behaves like a finely tuned instrument. Imagine your inner world as a piano. Each key, when struck, releases a distinct note of feeling. If certain keys were harshly pressed or silenced repeatedly in childhood, the instrument itself becomes fragile or overly sensitive, responding too intensely to even gentle pressure. This sensitivity isn't weakness. It's the emotional residue of having learned early on that the world demands constant defensiveness. Think of Sarah. As a child, she grew up in a home where arguments were frequent and unpredictable. She learned quickly that silence was safety and control meant survival. Years later, in adulthood, every disagreement triggered the same panic, the same rush to defend, explain, justify, until one day she realized something profound. She wasn't responding to her partner or friend. She was still protecting that scared child within, who never knew peace. Have you recognized yet the child within yourself still waiting to feel safe? The truth is, the emotional stability you seek isn't about never being disturbed. It's about understanding the roots of your reactions. It's about hearing clearly the faint echoes of your past wounds, acknowledging them gently without judgment. When you start seeing your emotional reactions as signals rather than weaknesses, your inner storm slowly begins to settle. You become less controlled by hidden triggers and more anchored in self-awareness. So, here's a crucial question to ponder deeply. How much of your life right now is spent reacting to old echoes rather than responding consciously to what's truly happening? Maybe the peace you seek isn't about quieting external storms, but confronting and soothing the tempest hidden within yourself. When tension fills the air, these calm souls don't surrender to shouting or succumb to blame. They choose silence over noise, breath over accusation, release over bitterness. Yet beneath this tranquility lies an unseen reality, storms hidden deep within, invisible to everyone else. On the surface they may appear effortlessly peaceful, but that quiet strength masks a profound inner turbulence, shaped not from ease but from pain. Look closely and you'll see subtle hints. A distant gaze, thoughtful pauses before speaking, an intensity simmering quietly behind their steady eyes. They've privately felt the sting of misunderstanding, questioned their worth in solitude, and navigated through emotional upheaval so intense it reshaped their relationship with themselves. Their composure isn't natural calmness, it's resilience, carefully constructed after years of chaos and inner conflict. At the heart of their psychology lies a profound insight. Reacting impulsively makes you captive to external circumstances. This realization, however, was costly. Each calm response they choose today is linked to earlier experiences when impulsive reactions only deepened their wounds, reinforcing old pains. Their calmness, therefore, becomes a gentle armor, shielding them not from feeling, but from re-experiencing emotional helplessness. Unconsciously, these individuals adopt coping strategies rooted deeply in their past hurts. Perhaps as children, they witnessed volatile adults and learned to become invisible, unnoticed and unthreatened, holding their breath, making silence their shield. As adults, their silence persists, transformed into an emotional strategy for maintaining equilibrium. Like icebergs, only a fraction of their emotional truth surfaces. Below the calm exterior remains a submerged landscape of vulnerability waiting quietly in shadow. Imagine their inner world as a garden once trampled by frequent storms. Initially, they desperately tried repairing damage, planting new seeds quickly, frantically restoring order after each emotional disaster, only to see chaos return. Eventually, exhausted, they learned a different approach, allowing nature itself to heal the soil. Over time, they cultivated a profound patience, trusting the quiet rhythm of emotional cycles. They became gardeners who understand when to plant, when to prune, and most importantly, when to let things be. This explains their striking ability to remain composed under pressure, yet collapse privately afterward. They aren't pretending, rather, they deeply comprehend emotional timing, the sacred pause between feeling and reaction. They know precisely when to hold their ground, when to express their truth, and when simply to let go. Their strength is not suppression, it's emotional discernment, the artful ability to channel powerful currents without drowning. Yet, here lies the subtle paradox. The very strategies that protect them also isolate them, quietly erecting walls between their inner world and external relationships. Their measured silence, their carefully guarded emotions, can sometimes be misread as detachment or indifference. Others might misunderstand their depth as distance, their patience as passivity. Consider this carefully. How often have you mistaken another's quiet strength as a lack of feeling, without seeing the quiet turmoil hidden beneath? As you reflect, picture a mighty river flowing silently yet powerfully beneath layers of ice. On the surface, it appears frozen, unmoving. Below, powerful currents move freely, alive, unseen, unstoppable. The calmness you observe in these individuals isn't absence of feeling, but a quiet mastery over powerful inner currents. And perhaps deep down, you already sense it. This hidden strength that comes not from mastering every emotion, but from understanding which storms deserve engagement and which deserve silent surrender. Could it be that true emotional freedom is not in controlling every storm, but in becoming so deeply rooted that even the strongest winds no longer disturb your inner peace? The path to true calmness begins with gently touching the truth you've hidden deep inside yourself. Imagine for a moment you're standing at the threshold of your own heart, about to step into a quiet space you've long avoided. Here lies every story you've told yourself, every hurt you've buried, every unmet need you've disguised beneath a composed surface. The calm you've built until now has protected you, but it's also locked parts of you away. The real journey begins not when you shield yourself, but when you dare to slowly remove the armor. First, you must recognize the truths that lie beneath your emotional habits, truths you might be afraid to face, but that hold the keys to freedom. Why do certain words trigger you? Why does conflict leave you feeling paralyzed or defensive? Could it be you're responding not to the present moment, but to echoes from past wounds? To heal is not simply to understand intellectually, but to feel compassionately. It's about seeing clearly how your coping mechanisms, silence, withdrawal, suppression, once served you but have now become your invisible prison. Imagine your inner world as an old house filled with locked rooms. Every door you open gently, intentionally, reveals another piece of you waiting to be acknowledged. Inside one room might be the younger you, hurt by criticism or neglect, still waiting patiently to be seen. In another might rest the parts of you that learned early to suppress joy, vulnerability, and anger. Feelings you learned weren't safe to show. To open each door is not only to face discomfort, but also to release it, to embrace and heal it, step by quiet step. The journey to emotional freedom doesn't demand immediate transformation. Rather, it calls for gentle shifts, small, continuous choices that honor your authentic self. Begin with something simple today. Take a few moments alone, close your eyes, and place one hand gently over your heart. Feel its steady rhythm. Ask yourself quietly, what have I been hiding from? What truth am I ready to hold softly today? Allow the answer to arise without forcing it. Let yourself breathe through whatever comes. This subtle practice reminds your inner self that you are no longer running away. Instead, you're choosing presence. Healing doesn't mean eliminating all discomfort. It means learning to carry yourself with tenderness through it. Each small act of awareness, every gentle acknowledgement of hidden feelings, gradually transforms old pain into understanding, anxiety into acceptance, and chaos into quiet strength. This process is not linear. It's a continual awakening, an ever-deepening invitation to come home to yourself again and again. And perhaps this is the most profound realization of all. Peace is not a fixed destination, but a living practice, a series of conscious returns to the present moment. It's about releasing the urge to control life's currents, allowing yourself instead to move fluidly within them. If today's message resonated, I invite you to gently integrate this practice into your daily routine. Try each morning to pause briefly, placing your hand over your heart and simply asking yourself what truth is ready to be seen. Allow whatever emerges to surface gently without judgment. Remember, you're never alone on this journey inward. If you found comfort here, please subscribe and join me in exploring more deeply together in future videos. There's always more to discover, and every step inward brings you closer to a peace that nothing external can ever take away.